What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the V Power Click. I'm Vladimir from V Power Fit and
Ryan from ClickFit.
So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is supplementation, right? Now, we're not going to go into too much of hardcore facts because a lot of stuff you can look online. I'll give you a website to go to after. But one of the questions that comes up, supplementation, is it necessary, right? And to quickly answer that question, it depends, right? What it depends on is what are your fitness goals, what is your current dietary / nutrition looking like, because the thing with supplements is it's in the name. It's something you add to what you already have. It's a supplement, right? And the thing about it is, and I have to be completely honest, like the supplement industry is crap. Let me explain. There's a lot of stuff out there that's being portrayed as you need this, you need that, you need that. I'll give you a perfect example. Multivitamins, right? People are taking multivitamins because they believe they need to take multivitamins. The problem with multivitamins, and even my doctor told me this, you shouldn't be taking a multivitamin because A, you don't know what the proportions are of those vitamins in that one pill, but also, if you're not deficient in a certain vitamin area, quote unquote, then you shouldn't be taking it. Like me as a black person, and there's not like a slight on racism or anything, but me being a black person, black people tend to be very low in vitamin D, right? That's because we don't get out in the sun, especially during the winter. Like me, you can't find me outside. It's just not gonna happen. So because we get vitamin D from sunlight, we don't get outside, we lack vitamin D. But even with that, my doctor especially tells me, just get it from your food. You get it from milk, whether it be almond milk, fortified foods like bread, they will have those things in there. So that's why with certain things, it's just
They
BS.
say it's just a lot safer to get a lot of the nutrients, the macronutrients, the vitamins, the minerals that we need from our foods rather than from supplements. From supplements, they've already extracted and separated the things. But these chemicals, these parts on their own don't exist like that, and so it's more of a risk factor than anything, because when it's combined with food, it's a different compound and whatnot. Yes, so our body can break it down and get it and extract it, but it's a much safer process to do that. With the pureness of it, there are lots of things that inside of the food that supplements the supplements.
Just key word of the day.
Right? And makes it safer, but we don't have that balance because we're not getting it directly from fruits, from vegetables, from our food sources. We're now getting it from a pill. And all of the things that may be there or present that would protect us are no longer there, and so that is one of the risk factors that they mention. Another thing I find is a lot of times people, for example, people who just get into fitness, they say, oh, I'm looking to build my body up and whatnot. First thing they go is, I need protein. So they now overconsume with the protein. They have no knowledge of protein. They're like, oh, this one says 60 grams of protein. This one says 50 grams of protein per dosage. And I'm like, can you really consume that? Can your body actually absorb all of that? Your body can't use that much protein in a setting. So having that overconsumption is actually putting more of a risk, more of a stress on your system than anything, because now your body has to get rid of that added extra protein that it cannot keep in the body.
Yeah, because like they say, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And the problem is the fitness industry, along with some industry in this aspect, where it's like, it's always in your face. I'll give you a perfect example. When we went to go work out, right? I went with our producer over here. We went to GNC real quick because he wanted to see if he could find whatever he was trying to find. And some young lady was in there, and she goes, yeah, I'm looking for this thing. I can't remember what it was, but all I want to do, my trainer told me, get this. It'll help burn the fat on my arms. And as soon as I heard that, what I wanted to do was say, and the dude at GNC, I know for a fact he didn't know what was going on. He's trying to sell her stuff. And one of the things, I look at my cousin, our lovely producer, and I was just like, no, I gotta go. I gotta go, because if I don't leave, I'm gonna get kicked out, because I'm gonna tell her why that's non-existent. I'm gonna tell her all those fat burners on the shelf are more placebo than they are fat burning, right? So I left, right? And yes, probably in, hindsight, maybe I should have said something, but that's the kind of thing that's happening in the fitness world. And you see a lot of people, especially on social media, who are advertising these things, right? Not gonna give names, but there's this very popular Instagram dude, and he's talking about putting BCAAs doing your work before your workout, BCAAs during your workout, BCAAs after your workout. And if you look at, there's literature out there, and you could just Google the stuff, the effects of BCAAs or whatever. There's no need for you to keep stacking BCAA on BCAA. As a matter of fact, with that same literature, it will tell you BCAAs aren't as effective as people make them out to be, right? Because one of the major things is BCAAs are found in your protein. If you go get a protein supplement, right, it will tell you the breakdown of BCAAs, which is, I can't remember the ratio, but that's the same ratio of BCAAs they're going to put in a BCAA bottle. So why would you take BCAA on top of BCAA, in which it does not offer a supplementary effect? It doesn't cause you to build or recover from workouts quicker. You're just stacking. It's literally a hat on a hat. I hate to say that, but it's literally wearing two hats at the same time. Like, wearing the other hat on top defeats the purpose of wearing the first hat, right? So, and the thing is, these people, because they look like they're in shape, they look great physically, they sell these supplements, and people are just like, well, if he's using it, then I gotta use it.
But it's all for advertising. This is how they make their money. They're endorsing products and whatnot. But these products, some of these people have never used these products. And even if they have used these products, the products that they tested out and used had zero impact with how their body is or so, because they haven't been using that products before. They got their body the way it was.
Right.
They got their body the way they got their body through hard work.
And
not
eating.
Not through any of these supplements. But they gotta go for where the money is, and so they will say, yes, I use this, and now my body is like this. But it's not. So, for all of you out there who are looking for a quick fix, a quick solution or so, do your research before you do this, because you'll find out that it's not worth it sometimes.
Right.
And most of it, majority of the products out there is just out there just because somebody says, oh, I am in this industry, I need to do something to say that I'm in this industry, get my name on a pill, get my name on a supplement. And they know nothing about what it is. They just throw things together.
Yeah, because first let me say this, right? The supplement industry is like $1 billion industry. Yes. Why? Because of the misinformation that's out there.
Yes.
And that's why, like you said, you have to do your research. And honestly, truthfully, you could Google literature, the effects of BCAAs on muscle growth, and you can find tons of literature. Well, one site, and I mentioned it earlier, that I do go to that's actually very helpful when it comes to supplements and tell you what's good, what isn't, what's BS, what isn't, examine.com. I don't remember the guy's name, but he created that site, and he has a lot of literature on there for supplements. Now, going back to the whole thing of supplements, why there's a lot of misinformation. That doesn't mean all supplements are bad, right? One of the ones that I use is protein. I use whey protein because its absorption rate is pretty much the fastest in terms of protein. But for those who don't want whey, like vegans or whatever, there is plant protein or whatever. And when I say protein doesn't always mean meat, by the way. And the only reason why I supplement with protein is because 9 times out of 10, especially after a hard workout, I don't really eat enough protein throughout the day to recover from my workout, right? And it says, and there's always varying ratios of how much to eat. So I usually give people about the range, which is anywhere between 0.8 to 1.25 grams of protein per body weight. 1.25.
Well, depends on the material that you're reading, because from
Right, that's what I mean.
my
Like,
own training, they said from 1.1 to 1.4 grams per kilogram that's your weight.
right.
Where?
Well, one thing I've seen is, I guess the best way to go about it, since it's
It's
about
relative to your activity level. If you're working out very rigorously, you go for the higher ratio, and if you're very sedentary, you go for a lighter dosage.
Right.
But keep in mind, it isn't the information that you get isn't, I need this much amount of protein, let
Right.
me get it all from the supplements.
Right.
You are consuming food throughout the day, and the
Yes.
foods that you consume already have protein, has all the fat, it has everything that you need is in the food already. And so if you're putting supplements inside, you have to take into account that you're already consuming it in the foods.
Right. Because, like, if I eat chicken breasts, right, and I think an 8-ounce chicken breast is about 20 grams of protein, right, and I need 200, let's say 200 grams of protein to fully recover, because I'm about 200 pounds. I'm not going to eat 10-ounce chicken breasts, 10 8-ounce chicken breasts. I'm not going to eat 10, right? So therefore, okay, now then maybe I'll drink a shake here or there, right? Especially if you're somebody who's trying to lose weight, eating 10 chicken breasts doesn't make sense, especially if you're trying to lose weight in context with what you're eating with that, right? Because you're not just going to eat 10 chicken breasts throughout the day. You do need to eat your greens, right? Which are going to give you those micronutrients, your vitamins A, K. You are going to eat your carbs.
Oh, by the way,
Unless
to
you're
add to that, that statement there is under the assumption that you're not getting the proteins from plant-based foods,
Yes.
of which that is not true. Pretty much most of the greens that you will be consuming has protein in it, and you may be already consuming more than enough from those. So if you're eating the meat, it's not just meat. So
Yes.
I'm going to say this: whether you're vegan, whether you're vegetarian, whether you're doing keto diet, whatever it is that you're doing, each of them has their bits of meat. I mean, their bits of protein and whatnot. Protein is not just a meat-based thing. So once again, do your research. Find out what it is how much you need to consume for your body, for your fitness level, and for your activity level.
Yes.
And then, also on top of that, find out what risk factor there are in taking the supplements.
Yes.
If you are someone who is, let's say, who has heart disease or so, you don't want something that will increase your heart rate. That is a big mistake for some people who they're like, I need pre-workout, but the pre-workout, or fat burners, what they do, most of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them unnaturally elevates your heart rate so it beats faster, so that it changes and alters your metabolism. But that is a serious risk to your heart if your body, your blood vessels, and all of that are not prepared for the workload that is coming to it. So keep that in mind.
And there was actually a case, somebody took a fat burner, I think it's outlawed now, where she couldn't sleep for 2 straight days. I forgot how long it was. She could not sleep for a certain amount of days, like straight, eyes open or whatever. Because of that, she had, she raged out, for lack of a better word, right? And that's because she took a fat burner and she didn't need a fat burner, right? That's why I say I think fat burners are more placebo-ish than they are fat burners, because for you to burn fat, you have to actually move and burn calories and be in a caloric deficit. Taking something is not going to make you do that. If something makes you sweat and you're like, oh, it helps me lose weight, no, it just made you lose water, and you're going to put that back just by drinking a bottle of water. So, like Ryan said, like I said, we've been saying it over and over again because like guys really want you to really think about this. Like, do your research, find out what does work for you and what doesn't work for you. Like, if you're lactose intolerant, I'm not gonna say, hey, you should have whey protein. No, whey protein is milk, right? There's other forms of whey protein where it's a lot easier for people if they have lactose intolerancy, but still, like, look at other sources. And if you're someone who's really, really active, I'm very, very active. I don't drink my protein as often as people think I do, right? I may have one shake the whole day, and that's only on days that I work out. Throughout the day, I get most of my protein through my food, because one of the big things, and I tell all my clients this, especially the ones that are trying to lose weight, if you're trying to lose weight, try to eat your calories, don't try to drink your calories. Why? Because it's easier to fill up on that stuff than it is to eat, right? If you drink a fruit smoothie, it's not very filling, but you probably drink 200 calories depending how big the cup is, and that's not going to help facilitate in your weight loss. And then you hit on the head, like with pre-workout. Pre-workout, for some people it works, right? I used to use it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I feel like I'm at 100 miles an hour. It gets me through our workout. But then now, after the workout, which is only an hour and a half, two tops, right? Depending on what I'm doing, I'm up like this. Restless, right? For some people, it can
that is for some people. For other people, they don't follow the instructions of how much to use, and a lot of times also, like I said, a lot of it is gimmick. So sometimes there is no science behind how much to consume, to use, and I've had a lot of colleagues who use pre-workout, like what do you call it? NOS.
Yes.
And when they use it, it left them very agitated and whatnot, and they're like a fraction of that dosage gives them the pep that they need, that doesn't make them feel so restless. And so even a smaller dosage is even safer. But I personally, I don't use pre-workout. I very, very rarely use supplemental protein. All of my consumption is food-based. Only in the rare moments where I know that I'm under-eating because I've been working. I know it's my busy time and I'm working a lot and I'm not eating, which is no excuse. Schedule it. If you schedule things, it works. But once in a while, it slips me, and so I do a meal replacement, of which I will take a protein shake. But other than that, food is best source. I don't think that I've built more because I'm taking any protein, or because I'm consuming food. What I got was based on the work that I put in and making sure that I have the resources in my body to do the repairs. Exercise only does one thing: break down the body, and tells you how it's going to repair itself after the destruction occurs.
Total body
and you can't build a house unless you have the resources, but if you have too many of the resources and you don't have room to build, then the body has to get rid of it, and it's a strain on the system. Or peasy-weasy. People have damaged their kidneys by overconsumption of protein.
Yeah, because if you, like I said, I'm a 200-pound man, so 200 grams of protein, right? There would be no reason why I would need to eat 500 grams of protein a day. Now, some people will look at The Rock. I think he had 500 grams of protein, but The Rock is a humongous individual, right? I'm not The Rock size. Neither am I training for the things that The Rock is doing. So therefore, and that's why you have to keep your nutrition and your supplements, if you're taking any, based on what your goals are, right? So, like, it's a silly example, but if your goal is to lose weight, why am I going to take a protein that doubles as a mass gainer, right?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense, right?
Yes. On top of that, even the mass gainers I've seen bodybuilders who say, "Oh, I need to get the calories in as much as possible because I'm building." So they eat so many different junk and whatnot. But do you know what a stress that puts on your
body?
Yes.
The whole body.
This is where they have visceral fat problems. They have they increase the risk of heart disease. They increase their chances of. They lower their lifespan for the purpose of a look.
But you also have to understand, those people, even though they do it for a look, that is their livelihood. They're getting paid to do that. If you're one of those guys who just want to look big, listen, whatever your fitness goal is, by all means, have at it. But my thing is, bodybuilders, physique models, or whatever, they eat a certain way because they need to for their job. That is their job. Just like football players, basketball players, they're both athletes, but football players tend to get bigger and stronger. Why? Because their body takes a lot of pounding. Basketball players, they don't do a lot of heavy weights because they're not going to be doing a lot of pounding or whatever when they play basketball, right? There's going to be physical contact, but not as much physical contact as a football player, in which I believe they say being in a football game, right, getting tackled and stuff like that is equivalent to being in a car crash, right? Or violent car crash, not like a fender bender, right? So they have to prepare their bodies for that. So they have to eat a certain way. So that's why everything is very goal centric. And me and you had the discussion not too long ago, where it's like, you have to be very specific with your goals. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but it does fit. You have to be very specific with what your goals are. When I say specific, saying I want to get bigger is not specific. If you're saying, hey, I am 195, I want to get to 210, that's specific, right?
If you want to say, I want to lose weight and get in shape, that is not specific.
It's not specific.
What
losing
is
weight.
in shape? What is losing weight?
Right.
I've lost 1 pound in 5 weeks. Is that losing weight? Yes, it's losing weight. Is that what you want, to lose 1 pound in 5 weeks?
Right.
You lose it in 1 day.
Right.
You know? From morning to night, you weigh 2 different times. You weigh differently in both times. So technically, you're losing weight. You must be specific with your goals and then match the activities and the nutrition that would keep you in alignment with those goals, and that makes sense.
Right. Because, and to give you another example, like you said, you want to lose weight. The more specific you make it, the easier you make it for yourself to accomplish that goal, right? If you're saying, I'm just trying to lose weight, I need to be in a caloric deficit, meaning I got to eat less, how much less do I have to eat, right? If you're saying, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, I mean, just don't eat, right? I mean, you'll get sick and stuff like that. But that's the thing, right? Being specific to your goals is going to dictate not just what you eat, but how you eat, when to work out, how to work out, right? And even if you get a trainer, if your trainer does not know your goal, if you say, yo, I just want to get big, he's going to look at you up and down like, okay, explain yourself, right? And if you don't know, my rule of thumb is, if you don't know the specifics of your goal, maybe that's not a goal you should be going after, right? If I say to Ryan, and he's training me, I say, yo, I just want to get big. And he says, why? I just want to get big. The reason why I deter people if you can't be specific about a goal is because now, when the work that's required to put in gets a little too tough, you don't want to do it anymore. You need to have that motivating factor that's going to keep you on that path to accomplish whatever fitness goal you're trying to accomplish, right? Like, if a woman says to me, hey, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds and 5 inches off my waist, great. I already know what I have to do to get you in some type of, what kind of program that I might get you to do for you to accomplish that. Now I got to go run through your assessment and see what you can and can't do. But other than that, it's like, I need specifics.
One problem.
What?
I don't want you specifying the gender. Because you're assuming that it's only women want to lose weight.
True. Okay. So if someone wants to lose weight and lose inches off their waist, that's a good point by you. So if
and one more thing. Kiss.
What? Keep it simple and safe. Keep it simple and safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it simple as pertaining to something I said.
No, as to the
Oh,
conversation.
okay. I thought it was something I said. Like keep it simple to say. I'm like, okay, what did I say that didn't?
No, just the conversation.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yes, keep it simple and safe. You're absolutely right. Because a lot of people try to overthink of how to do certain things, right? And that could lead to another conversation because, like, a lot of people say, oh, what's better, hit, steady state, this, that, and third. Again, it all depends. But again, it's also specific to what your goals are, right? And again, I know we're off on a tangent, but that's the thing about supplements, right? You have to do your research and see what it is that you need to accomplish whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish. And again, examine.com. I don't know if you looked at it. I've looked at it. It's actually a really good website if you really want to look at certain supplements, even certain brands of supplements. It'll tell you like, yo, this is complete crap. Like
Very, very, very important thing to say to you. Do not, and I repeat, not look at the source or for information from the source of where you're getting the supplements. So if you say, oh, this brand is
Blase blah.
Do not look at Blase blah's website for knowledge on what is right, what is good, or all of that, because they'll give you what they want to sell you, not actual truth. So do your research, but don't get the source from the source of the.
Do not get your findings from that source, meaning like if you look up XYZ protein, don't go to XYZ protein website and says, hey, we'll help you build muscle fast. Like, because a lot of these supplement companies will tell you it will help you do XYZ.
They will tell you what you want to hear so that you buy what they want to sell you. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I was looking at this YouTube video and one of the things they put up was there was this, I forgot the name of the company, but they gave you a double dose of, because I think the ratio is 5-1-1, it gave you a double dose of one of the BCAAs. I can't remember which one it was, but it was 10-1-1, right? To make you think like you're going to get double the benefits of what BCAA is supposed to give you. First and foremost, like we just said, in my opinion, BCAAs are crap, okay? Yes, your body breaks down protein, makes it into amino acids, which help the muscles recover and rebuild and repair, but but again, like I said, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? So it made you think that getting double dosage of it is going to improve that when it actually didn't do anything. That's the same thing of getting a whey protein, right? Taking it, or any protein at this point, drinking that, right?
And your body gets.
And then the ratio says, hey, yeah, and your body and the bottle says this is the ratio of BCAAs, right? Boom, and then you take another BCAA itself drink, and you drink on top of that, a hat on a hat. And one thing
there is nothing regulating those.
Yes, and that's what I was going to get to next, right? That's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Supplements, a lot of supplements, fitness supplements especially, right, are not FDA regulated, right?
They are not.
What does that mean? Meaning like they can say, yo, you drink this, you lose 10 pounds. And they're not going to get in trouble for that, right? Because they sneak this little fine print in there and says, what? Okay. Results may vary, right? So you could be like, yo, you said I was going to lose 10 pounds off of this. I didn't lose anyway. Well, the results may vary. Maybe you didn't take out the right doses, this, that, and third, blah, 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 right? And you just got screwed out of $30. All right, guys. Well, that's the conclusion of episode 3 of the V-Power Click. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell for the notification so whenever we put up a video, you know it's coming. And check out the links on the bottom. And we'll let you see you next time. You pointing at? Oh, you pointing at me.
I didn't do this.
Oh, they're just pointing at me. I saw a finger in that.